Hi everybody, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, I just had to cancel not one, but two Mediterranean cruises coming up basically within the next 30 days because of surgery problems. But that is also one of my most requested destinations when I talk about organizing a group cruise. People say, Don, when are you going to do the Mediterranean? When? When, oh when, oh when? Well, today I'm going to tell you. That's right, the Mediterranean is a very sought after destination, and I chose this cruise very carefully because I wanted to include basically some of the very key stops, right? People want to see certain things when you go to the Mediterranean, right? Would love to see the Colosseum in Rome. You want to see Santorini. You want to see Naples and Pompeii. You want to see things like this. So I chose this cruise very, very carefully. So please watch this entire video before you send me in your requests for the group cruise so you know exactly the details that I need in order to make this booking for you as fast as possible, because remember, I could be called any day to go into surgery. So I might not be able to get back to you right away if I'm in the hospital. So first off, this is starting on May 26th, 2026. So next year. Not that long to wait. And it's not 7 days, it's 14-day cruise, the Mediterranean. I figure, if we're gonna go all the way to the Mediterranean, fly all the way to Rome, the cost for going for 2 weeks in flights and everything is the same as going for 1 week. So you might as well get the most out of going to the Med as you can. For many people, going to the Mediterranean is a one-time deal. So this is going to be a 14-day cruise. It's on the Enchanted Princess, one of the really nice Royal class ships. It's one of their newest Royal class ships. I think the Discovery is the only newer ship than that one is of that class. So a very modern, very new ship, and very, a great time on board the last time I was there. So that's the ship. That's the cruise line. And we're going from the same city. This was also important to me because if you fly into Barcelona and then you have to fly out of Rome, or you fly into Rome and you have to fly out of Athens, it can get a lot more expensive for your flights. But flying round trip into one city is much easier. So we are flying into Rome, Italy, which is a great destination, by the way, to spend some time. I wish I had more than the 1 day I spent early there in Rome because it was an amazing place. It's a great place to wander around, see all the historic sites, some of them small little areas that you just come across, and then huge, huge buildings that are just, it's amazing they're still around to this day. So the good news is we're starting in Rome, we're finishing in Rome, and we have one stop in the middle. So even if you don't have time to spend beforehand, you still have a day that you can do excursions into Rome during the cruise. So we start in Rome, and our first trip is to Naples. Now, out of all the towns other than Rome, this is the only one we will be going to twice. But the reason for that is because there's two destinations when you get to Naples. One, we can go to the Isle of Capri, which is a beautiful location, green, small, quaint area to go to. And then there's the historic Pompeii, where the volcano erupted. There was a movie about it, and it takes all day to wander around. It's an amazing site of history, folks. So we're going there twice. So you don't have to try and cram everything or miss something. On the first time we arrive in Naples, you can go to one. On the second time, you can go there. Or you can double up and go to Pompeii twice if you really want to. So that's where we're stopping on the first stop. Then we go to Santorini, Greece. That's right, this ship is still going to Santorini. And yes, a lot of people think if you're going to Greece, you have to go to Santorini. That's the main destination to see. The white buildings on the white cliffs, of course. It is the big key of the Mediterranean, especially when you're going to Greece. So that luckily this ship is still going there. Then we go to Turkey and we can get into the Ephesus, which is another historic ancient ruins site. There's so many ancient ruins and history involved in going throughout the Mediterranean. And this is another beautiful stop in Kudasi. Next, we head over to Greece, and it's called Katakalon, and it's for Olympia. And of course, Olympia is known for the Olympics, and you can go down there and see where basically the history of the Olympics, or the ancient ruins thinking of Olympia, where Greece was one of the first people to come up with the not gladiator games, but the Olympic game, like wrestling and stuff like that, and the spear throwing. So again, more history. And then finally, we're back in Rome. And you can spend another day in Rome, or just spend another day on the ship. It's going to be a beautiful ship, no problems there. But the second part of the cruise goes to completely different destinations. We start off in Corfu, Greece. And it's a beautiful little island. It's got some of the most beautiful waters you'll ever see, crystal blue water. It is just gorgeous to get out and see that town. Then we're in Dubrovnik in Croatia, and they are the walled city, right? Very historic, fortified, lots of history here again, and also a beautiful, beautiful place to get some really nice shots to walk around and see things and everything. And finally, one of the things that a lot of people don't take into account, the next stop is Kotor in Montenegro. And there it is basically almost like a very small little town. It reminds me a lot of Norway, where it's surrounded by mountains, and you can get up into the hillside and get, if you're energetic enough, and get some amazing pictures and shots and videos from up overlooking the bay of Kotor. It is a stunning location. And then we head back to Naples, where you can pick up on Pompeii or Capri again, and then we're back in Rome. That's your 14 days. So out of the 14 days, 10 of them are in ports. Only 4 sea days on the 14 days. So we'll be very, very busy. And they're long days, most of them. 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. at night. 9 a.m., 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Like long days. We're there enough time to get to where you want to go, visit the area, and not feel rushed. So that's where we're going. Now, when I book you, here's the details, folks. I'm going to tell you what I need from you, but I'm going to tell you what I do when I book. I will automatically book everybody the Princess Plus unless requested not to do so. The Princess Plus is the basic drink package, up to $15 per drink. It is Wi-Fi for one person. It is 2 casual restaurant meals, so you can have pizza twice during the cruise. I think it's 4 times on a 14-night cruise. And it's the gratuities included as well. Okay? The reason I book it is because it's easy to take it off. It's very hard to put it back on after the fact. And most people want it because when you look at the price and everything, even if you don't drink, if you're just going to get the Wi-Fi and you're just going to pay the gratuities, it almost, the drink package comes out to like $100 a person. Why not get it? Because it includes your soda, it includes your coffee, everything. So that's a good deal. And I also include insurance. Again, I want to book everybody insurance. I put the insurance on there, and then if you don't want it, I can take it off, but it's there to cover you for these trips, especially going all the way across the globe to a different continent, to a different destination. You want to have medical insurance and evacuation insurance because you just never know what's going to happen. So those are the things I book. So now, if you're interested in taking this cruise, I need some information because whoever gives me the information is going to be the first people booked, and they're going to get the first choice of cabins. So I need 2 things, a bunch of things. I need your full names that would be on your passports. And yes, folks, you're going to need passports to go to the Mediterranean. Full names that would be on your passports. I need your date of birth. I need a mailing address. I need a phone number. I need your princess number if you have one so I could link it together. Then I need the cabin type you want. Inside cabin, balcony cabin, there's no ocean view, so inside, balcony, mini suite, or suite. You can look up the Enchanted Princess, look up the cabins, and decide which one you would like. If you have a preference to be near an elevator, then, as some people have mobility issues, I need to know that. If you need a mobility issue cabin, like an accessible cabin, I need to know that as well. There's very limited space for, for accessible cabins on board. They don't let us reserve a lot of them, like 1 or 2. So yeah, that's a detail as well. So if I have that information, your names, your date of birth, your mailing address, your phone numbers, your princess numbers, what type of cabin you want. And if you say to me, hey Don, I want Princess Premier, not Plus, or hey Don, I do not want insurance on there, and you put it in writing, then I won't book the insurance. But like I said, I can always take that stuff off later on. I can't put it on like right away. So like after the fact, a lot of it, like the insurance sometimes cancels out. So there you go. That's what I need for this booking. You can send me the information to my email down below. It's dterris@travelonly.com. And I will be collecting all this information this weekend. And I am not able to start booking it until Tuesday. So everybody will be booked next Tuesday. So if you send me an email on, today, tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, remember, you probably won't get a response to me till Wednesday, as I'm getting together with my business development manager and we're booking all these cabins on the same day at the same time. And that way, when I have somebody who says, I need a suite or I need an accessible cabin, those go to the top of the list because there's very few of those cabins remaining, and I book them, and then everybody else gets booked in order of when they came in. So if you do send me an email today, you will be first in line, kind of thing, okay? That's the details, folks. I'm very excited about this because I get requested to go to the Mediterranean more often than any other destination. When are you going to the Med? When are you going to the Med? Well, now we're going, folks. And not only for 1 week, we're going for 2 weeks. Now, if you did only want to go 1 week, I can book you a 7-day portion of this cruise, Rome to Rome. However, if you're going to travel all the way to the Med, why not do the 14 days? The flights will be the same price. The hotel stay pre and post would be the same price. But wow, Rome, Pompeii, Corfu, Dubrovnik, Kotar, Naples, Santorini, Kudasi, Olympia, all on this one cruise at one time. And it's not the peak hot season yet. It is still May into June, and July and August are sweltering. So we are going at just the right temperature time. I hope to hear from you. I hope you're excited about it. I am. And like I said, if you send me all that information, it makes it much easier to try and book you ahead of time. It really does. I hope you'll join us. And until next time, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel blogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.